Hello Aries, Karen here from Emerging Soul Tarot with your energy read, tarot read for Cancer season. So that's from the 21st of June to the 21st of July. I'm going to go over some of the astrology for this season. If you want to skip it, I'll put a timestamp in the box below, so you can skip straight to the read, okay? The biggest thing for Aries, I think, is your ruling planet Mars is in Leo, and from the 22nd of June, I believe, to the 13th of July, so it's the bulk of the Cancer season, you've got this T-square with Saturn and Uranus, the big boys. Saturn's in Aquarius, Uranus in Taurus. So it's the battle of the old and the new. I mean, that's simply put, but I would suggest, if you're interested, to go and look at some of the astrologers who give you a lowdown of what that means. Mars in T-square. Yeah, so that's your biggest kind of transit that you may need to look out for. And when I was meditating on your read, I brought out the overall card that I feel Spirit's going to be talking about, which is change. Not surprising with the cosmic energies. The other energies, we got a lot of earth and water. So this month, obviously Cancer's water. We got Venus in Cancer until the 26th. That's making aspects with Neptune in Pisces and with Pluto in Capricorn. So expect emotion, lots of emotion and transformation that first week of Cancer. Within your relationships a lot. That's any relationships. Mercury is entering Cancer on the 11th of July and making really good aspects with Jupiter and Uranus. So expect positive expansions and breakthrough with communication towards the last 10 days of the Cancer season. We've also got the full moon in Capricorn. And then that's followed by the new moon in Cancer on the 9th of July. So lots occurring to focus you on emotional balance and nourishment and kind of caring for yourself and others, which is what Cancer's about. Yeah, so lots of energies going on there. I'll pull us an astrology reading card to see what Spirit wants to focus Aries on for this Cancer season. Let's have a look, Spirit, for Aries Cancer season. Show me what you want to say, Aries Cancer season. Okay. Jupiter. Okay, so Jupiter currently in Pisces, really good energy for Jupiter. So yeah, about your confidence and courage, self-belief and luck, and you know, that's a good focus for you. So Spirit is talking about that, your confidence, courage, self-belief and luck. Jupiter in Pisces this Cancer season. And we'll have a look at the chakra energy, your energetic body, and it may be where you need to either balance or focus on or both. So, and I do have a playlist from Meditative Mind if you want to do any chakra meditations, which are really good ones. I'll put the link up in the corner. Okay, so we'll have a look. Grounding. So we got this beautiful expansive Jupiter energy, okay, which is expansion. but Spirit's talking about Earth Star Chakra and grounding, so your roots. And Cancer season's all about your roots, and that can be kind of roots in terms of home, family, identity, but it can be ancestral roots too. So yeah, grounding. So make sure you're grounding, deep grounding, especially if it's going to be this kind of, I mean, they're both ends of the scale. I'll pick them up. Deep in the earth, high in the sky. So getting a feel for the message already. And we'll have a look what's manifesting out in the world for you. And then I'll look at the archetypal energy that surrounds you for this Cancer season. Okay. Okay. So we have, for this you were born. Foster your intention for incarnating into this dimension. Yeah, so this is full chakra kind of imagery here, the kind of cosmic energies, the, you know, your confidence, courage, self-belief, luck, you know, flying high in your grounding. And for this you were born, and you've got a 22, which is master number. So yeah, okay. So let's have a look at the archetypal energy. So another soul message. A lot of the messages this month have been very kind of soul, spirit, purpose messages. So I'm guessing this will be along the lines. So the archetypal energy is what is in the astral, you know, the astral plane, but it's what works within our psyches on a subconscious level. So it'll be an energy that you need to be aware is around for Aries. Ooh. And you can work with and be aware of. So we'll have a look what's around for Aries. Okay. Child, nature child. Okay, so this is, we've all got the child archetype within us, clearly. We've all been children. But this is nature child. So this is, and I mean with the grounding card, this is about friendships, friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. So it's this kind of real deep magical connection with nature. The shadow attribute is I'm sure this won't be any of you, but a tendency to abuse animals, people and the environment. So we could be looking at people who are watching this who are actually connected with environmental or animal activism. Yeah, this could specifically be for that, but it's also about looking at and being aware of your connection to nature and how you interact with nature. So that's going to be around for you somewhat this month. So we'll pull some tarot and dig a bit deeper for you, Aries, and see what else this message is about. But with that child, that nature child archetype, you know, maybe a call to go back within yourself and remember your relationship to nature when you were a child. Because there's often, you know, a lot of magic we can recover from, you know, things we've forgotten when we were children that are beautiful energies to reconnect with. Yeah. So that might be something it's about, another side to the message. Okay. So we got the Hierophant, the Tower. the Six of Swords. Okay, so what I'm getting about this is the Hierophant, it's your inner teacher. So this sense of confidence, courage, self-belief and luck. I know that the kind of cosmic energetics of Aries is often that you do have that fire and confidence. But it may have been really knocked, and you may not be a typical Aries person, you may not be plugged into that nature, but the Hierophant's the inner teacher. So as I just said, that going back, you know, if you've got that lack of self-confidence, self-worth, if you're fearful rather than full of courage, this grounding, this call for grounding, you know, with the nature child, that can be a good way in to get out into nature, to kind of stir your memories about your childhood connections with nature. It's a good way to kind of reconnect with yourself. And this, you know, for this you were born. What are you here for? What is your role in life? You may know that, you may have a sense of your purpose, but there might be this sense of lack of belief about, you know, this is magical, it's about nature spirits, and it's about nature giving you messages. There may have been this grounding. You may have recently, in the recent past, had this kind of tower moment, you know, this beautiful rooted tree might have been struck down. But the bottom line is, with our tower moments, this lightning is, and these things here, the yod, which is basically the finger of God. So when these situations come to us, they're always for learning. They're always, you got your inner teaching. So if you're stuck in the difficulty of something not so good that has happened, you know, and you lose your sense of grounding, you lose your sense of magic, and you lose your sense of self-belief because of these difficult circumstances, then this inner teacher will teach you to have a kind of higher perspective, this perspective, for this you were born. When it talks about our incarnation, it's also talking about the overall soul contracts that we've made, and sometimes they include very difficult learning for us, very difficult circumstances and relationships. But the promise here is that you're moving on to different shores. So during Cancer, and this is going over the water, we could, you know, see this as the passing through Cancer. Okay, so this is air energy, it's your mind. So it may be that if there's been that difficulty and you're lacking self-belief in your purpose and what you're here for, you know, if you get grounded in that nature, you work with that archetype of, you know, that beautiful, magical, childlike connection with nature, that you will learn, you'll hear the messages about what this tower moment was about, and you'll be able to quiet your mind and move on. And the promise is for this kind of expansion, it's looking like, you know, this learning. And our expansions, you know, often come through the difficult things. When everything is joyous and well, I don't think we learn a huge amount, except that life feels really good. But it's during those really difficult things, that wants to come out, these really difficult circumstances, that we get a sense of who we are, what our character is, our struggles, and we learn a sense of strength and beauty out of that difficulty. So what do we have here? Knight of Wands, your fire energy. So you've got quite a fast energy coming towards you. It could be connected with this Jupiter transit in Pisces, Four of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. Okay, transformative energy in terms of vision, feeling, perception, yeah. And this, as I was saying with the Tower, this is actually a sense of things being unified. It's a homecoming of the soul. It's a union, a marriage, a connection. So this could be in relationship if you have you know, had a Tower moment in relationship and you feel ungrounded, you've lost a relationship or it's broken down, you've lost your sense of self-worth and belief. This is a promise that there is energy coming down that's gonna, you know, give you a different vision, give you a different feeling about what's happened. It may be a soul contract issue, you know, that you're in relationship and it's been really difficult and painful, but it's because there's something that needs learning, something you need to be released from. And this juggling with the Two of Pentacles, you know, this sense of it may be that you're actually in that energy of this juggling, but it's a good energy because sometimes we do need to juggle our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our intuition to get to the place of stability. I mean, he's juggling with an infinity symbol. I mean, life is like that, you know, see the seas in the background. So that sense of life does bring those difficult Tower moments, and what we need to do is learn to ground, learn to connect back in, as with that archetype, and learn to grow in strength, confidence. It builds our courage, you know, you know, we're born for that. We're born into this to learn, grow, develop. So the juggling is a kind of good thing. It's a sense of learning about the infinite nature of the cycles that we live in. And it's not personal. I know it feels personal when something difficult happens, but it isn't personal. It actually happens to every one of us in different ways. Unless you're entirely 100% biased. But yeah. So Spirit kind of giving you a message that, you know, you are going to move on. You may feel like you're juggling. There's transformation energy coming in, and there's a sense of coming back to yourself, who you really are, you know. That childlike wonder of the world will reappear, and that may be just Spirit saying you got that energy available for you to dig into and enjoy, you know, and reconnect with yourself. So we'll pull some more tarot for you. So, yeah, Queen of Cups, the Hierophant again, and Justice. Yeah, you see the Queen of Cups, that's a beautiful reflective energy. You may have been in a really kind of overwhelmed with your emotions and lost that confidence. But I believe this Cancer season, you know, your emotions are going to rebalance as you reflect on this Tower moment, as you listen to your inner teacher, you know. Allow your vision to expand with this Knight of Wands. There's an offer of expansion of vision and perception for you, and a change in your feelings. You know, may feel a bit juggly now, but there's this inner teacher energy coming in, transformation, and the beautiful reflective energies of the Queen of Cups, you know. She's reflective and intuitive, so it may be a sense that you need to move beyond that kind of, you know, because the wands are your energy, it's fire energy, passion, so it's kind of, you may have to move beyond that kind of passionate anger or passionate hurt or whatever that Tower moment brought, and step back and listen to your intuition, listen to your inner teacher. You know, have a look at your beliefs in yourself. If you're lacking self-worth, then look at your beliefs, because the circumstance, it shouldn't knock you so far off balance that you're ungrounded and you don't believe in yourself. A difficult situation is meant to ground us in even more into our soul essence, into our purpose, what we're here for. You know, if this Tower moment was in connection with work, a job, or something you were passionate about and it's collapsed, it's not working, it could be because you were slightly off track with your actual soul purpose, because sometimes our ego purpose, you know, can be offline. We can be pushing in a slightly wrong direction, and the universe, it is the finger of God, the Tower. So God, source, universe, quantum field, however, that power greater than you comes in and kind of knocks it down. But the moving on and the juggling, there's the Justice card there for you. So the scales are going to balance out. It may not feel like that, but there will. There'll be this leveling for you. It's kind of Libra energy. So it's that balancing for you. There's a sense of balancing. So you may need to, well, you definitely need to ground yourself. You know, ground yourself in whatever makes you feel grounded. It may be nature. And I'm thinking, because that nature child's there, I'm feeling, and the tree, the roots, that you need to re-root down in this Cancer season, you know. Bring to mind the things of childhood that were good, you know, the things that were magical for you, the things that made you feel excited, to regain that passion and to open up to your intuition for what Spirit's bringing in for you. Okay, so I did say at the beginning your overall energy was changes. Yeah, and there's no bigger change than the Tower. So, you know, Spirit's acknowledging that changes have occurred or are occurring that make you feel ungrounded, that may have knocked your confidence, your self-belief, but is asking you to reroute back in, listen internally, open to your emotion. You know, if you need to release emotion, if you need to express, don't push it down, you know, don't have it come out just in anger, or, you know, acknowledge the pain underneath and allow that to express, and you'll move through that, and you'll learn. The Hierophant will teach you what that situation was about, and there's justice and balancing and moving on for you coming. You won't be juggling any longer. You'll be more aware of your soul purpose, yeah, and what you're here for. So yeah, it's quite a difficult message, Aries, but it's a really positive one, in the sense that, you know, Spirit is there for you. The cosmic energies are there for you. You have that, as I said at the beginning, if you didn't listen, Uranus and Saturn in T-square with your ruling planet Mars in Leo. And that can be really difficult, because it can be a toppling of the old structures in your life. So I'm not really surprised to see the Tower in your read, you know, and given your overall energy when I was meditating was change, it is no surprise. But there's a real sense of beautiful reflective balance and inner learning, and kind of a homecoming for you to your soul purpose. So very beautiful. I'll pull you a healing card, because you might be in need of a bit of healing. So I think you'll go back to your roots. That's my sense. You'll be taken back to your roots, Aries, this Cancer season. Okay, yeah. I mean, this, only you will know what this is about, but try to avoid harmful influences. So if you were involved or with somebody or anything that was a negative or harmful influence that brought about that Tower moment, you know, Spirit's telling you to avoid that. Only you will know what that's about. But also avoid, you know, when difficult circumstances come, we can get these kind of really negative self-talk, you know, negative feelings. Express your anger, but do it in a kind of creative way rather than, you know, negative verbal stuff towards yourself or other people. But try to avoid the harmful influences. But this is your beauty. For this you were born. Foster your intention for incarnating in this dimension. You know, get Spirit to show you the bigger picture. Go and rediscover your childhood magic and wonder of nature. Okay then, Aries, I hope that was helpful. Lots of love. Bye bye.